Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Horse Girl Problems. I'm your host, Rami Churchill, and I really want to dissect our day-to-day mental problems, or I guess discuss my mental problems and my everyday thoughts and how they correlate with all the horse things that we go through as horse people. Or even if you're not a horse person, you might find this podcast interesting just by my daily tangents of random thoughts that I have. So I know in this day and age, there's a lot of crazy things that are happening around us, and it can cause a lot of us to feel out of control, and there's just a lot of unknowns, and we don't really know what we're doing or where we're going. But I know one constant I have in my life is my horse Lily, because I'll be discussing a lot of the breakthroughs her and I have together as horse and rider partnership, along with my daily breakthroughs that I do in therapy. So I struggle with anxiety and depression, and I also struggle with needing to be in control like a lot of us do. And I've become very secure with myself in what I need to stay sane, I guess you can say. And horses have been that one constant that has always been in my life, and normalizing and accepting certain things about ourselves. I think as someone who is a recovering people pleaser and someone who is a very tough person on themselves, I really strive for forgiveness. I think self-forgiveness is a huge thing, and it's the first step to everything. And something I've noticed while being in therapy the past few years is acknowledging something is the first step to fixing it. And it's so crazy that I can sit here and I can be so self-aware of what I'm feeling. It's gotten to the point where it's hilarious. I'll be sitting here in my living room and I'll be like, I am mad. And I'll say it out loud. I'll be like, I am mad. And the people with me will just crack up because they're like, okay, Rami, that's nice. You're mad. But it's true. Letting out that stuff, as goofy as it may seem, just saying you're mad, saying you're sad, saying you're glad, even though that sounds like Dr. Seuss, I don't know. But I'm just saying, saying your emotions are so important. Being aware of your emotions are so important, because being aware, being able to recognize why you're feeling the way you're feeling, it's the first step to healing, the first step to moving forward. And it's so crazy how all these things correlate with horse stuff. For instance, collection. Holy crap. Hardest thing in the world for me to learn for some reason. My brain doesn't work that way. My brain and my body, for some reason, do not connect very well when trying to multitask. And I'm not good at multitasking anyway. But put me on a horse, especially a high-strung one. My horse isn't high-strung, but one of my my instructor's horses named Chevy, he will be in this podcast a lot too, I assume, because he's another horse that I ride very often. He's a very high-strung, high-energy dude. And he's so great to learn on, but when I'm trying to focus on him and what he's going to do, but then also myself and my body awareness, and then also trying to ask a horse to collect, it's a lot of things all at once. And it's kind of like life. We have a lot of things that we're trying to juggle all at once, but we have to just take a step back. We have to balance. We have to relax. We have to take things one piece at a time and not stress ourselves out. So it's right off the back, we have an analogy for life and horses. So this is just a little bit of example about what we'll be talking about in the future. And each episode, I think, will have a focus point. I'm sure each week we can kind of deep dive into maybe certain struggles I'm having that week and break through that. But this podcast is to help people out there just not feel alone and know that we're all going through things, and it's okay to not be okay sometimes, but it's also okay to sit in those feelings while not being okay and also move forward and get better. So this is Rami Churchill. Thank you for listening in on this introduction of a podcast that'll start coming out. I'm hoping to make episodes maybe once every 2 weeks. We will see how consistent I can be. I am a full-time college student right now, about ready to graduate, and an equine human, and we all know if we ride horses, we spend all day at the barn. So we will see how consistent I can be off the bat, but that is my goal, and I look forward to being connected with all of you guys. So signing off, thank you for listening.